The soft hum of the bedside lamp cast a warm glow over the dimly lit bedroom, accentuating the luxurious silk sheets and the faint shadows that flickered on the walls. A faint breeze rustled the heavy velvet curtains, carrying the distant sound of the rain pattering against the windows. The air inside was warm, comforting, a stark contrast to the storm outside. Yet, despite the cozy atmosphere, you stirred uncomfortably in your sleep, shifting restlessly against the pillows. A strange sensation, both foreign and oddly soothing, nudged you from the depths of exhaustion. A warmth, a gentle pressure, something deliberate and careful. It spread from your feet, creeping up your legs, coiling into your bones like an unfamiliar lullaby. Blinking away the haze of slumber, your tired eyes opened and glanced down. Your breath hitched. Your husband, JIMIN, was kneeling at the edge of the bed, still clad in his crisp office attire. His tie was loosened, the first few buttons of his shirt undone, revealing a glimpse of his collarbone and the dark ink of a tattoo peeking through. But what truly caught your attention were his hands, now moving in slow, careful circles over your swollen feet. A glistening of warm oil coated his fingers, his surprisingly gentle as he on his task with unwavering concentration. Your heart stuttered. "What are you doing?" Your voice came out, thick with sleep. You struggled to sit up, your hands bracing against the mattress. "Stop it." His sharp eyes flickered up to meet yours, dark with something unreadable, something. "Lie back down." His voice was soft, yet firm, a command wrapped in velvet. "You're exhausted." You swallowed hard. "You don't have to do this," you muttered. Shifting, he let out a slow exhale, his thumb into the arch of your foot in a way that made you back up. "Look at your feet." Your gaze dropped and you winced. He was right. Pregnancy had taken its toll on you. Your ankles were slightly swollen, a dull ache stretching up your calves. You had spent the entire day pushing yourself, going over nursery plans, ensuring the household was running smoothly, and refusing to rest when you should have. But letting him do this, letting him, the feared and Mafia king, kneel before you and tend to your swollen feet. The thought made your stomach twist. "I can take care of myself," you said stubbornly, pulling your foot away slightly. "Please don't." "My feet." His jaw clenched. His grip tightened, just enough to keep you from pulling away. Not enough to, but enough to remind you who he was. His gaze darkened into a thin line. "How many times have I told you to rest?" His voice held irritation now, with something deeper, concern. "The maids can handle everything. You shouldn't be exhausting yourself." "I'm not some fragile doll, JIMIN." You crossed your arms, frustration bubbling in your chest. No, you're not. His voice softened. You're my wife. You're carrying my child, and that means you don't get to overwork yourself like this. Your breath caught at the possessiveness in his tone, the sheer protectiveness in his words. Before you could react, he was back against the pillows with ease. His hands were gentle but firm, cradling, as if you were made of glass. You gasped, eyes widening. "Jimin!" "Enough," he murmured, resuming his slow, careful massage. His fingers worked their way into the sore muscles of your calves, kneading the tension away with skilled precision. "Let me take care of you." You swallowed thickly. There was no, in his voice, no demand, just raw sincerity. Your resistance wavered. Silence stretched between you, filled only by the occasional crackle of thunder outside and the rhythmic motion of his hands. His was firm yet soothing, patterns over, aching, easing away with a patience you had rarely seen from him. After a while, you exhale shakily, melting slightly into the pillows. "I just don't want you to see me like this." His hands paused. His gaze flickered up to yours, eyes dark and unreadable. "Like what?" You hesitated, looking away. "Weak." A low chuckle rumbled from his chest. "You think needing care makes you weak?" He shook his head, working into the faintest smirk. You didn't answer. But he saw in your eyes, the quiet you tried so hard to hide. Slowly he leaned in, his brushing against me in a feather light. "You're carrying my child, my love." His voice was a whisper against that makes you stronger than anyone I know. Your heart clenched. His words settled deep into the cracks of your guarded heart, filling the spaces where doubt and exhaustion had taken root. He continued his slow ministrations, his reverent, as if you were something blessed. And maybe, to him, you were. You watched him, this man who ruled the underworld with an iron fist, who had built an empire on and power, kneeling before you with nothing but tenderness in his. Something inside you softened. Hesitantly, you reached out, fingers brushing against his tousled hair. He stilled at the contact, his eyes darkening slightly. "Thank you," you whispered. A ghost of a smile flickered across his. "Always." And for the first time in a long while, you let yourself be cared for.